my story. What the hell is going on? Yep, this is definitely my story.
Man, science fiction is so freaking cool. Yeah, and so is fantasy. So is it possible to have both science fiction and fantasy in a video game? Yes. Yes, we can. Split Fiction is the next game that comes from Hazelight Studios, published by EA from their EA Originals branch, and the game director, Josef Fares. You know, this Josef Fares.
Sorry, I'm taking, let me just, give me a minute, I want to take your time. Look, okay, can you swear here? Can you swear? Okay, fuck the Oscars, you know? Fuck the Oscars! Fuck you! So unreal, this thing. I was up on that stage 2017 saying fuck the Oscar, and then now, actually in a way the Oscars got fucked because the Game Awards is getting way better, so.
Hazelight Studios and Josef Fares have made other games in the past too. A Way Out, which has gotten critical acclaim when this game came out, and the Game of the Year of 2021, It Takes Two. And now they have made Split Fiction, which is, in my opinion, the best version of these mandatory two-player games that Josef Fares and Hazelight Studios has ever produced. Split Fiction takes the formula that Josef Fares and Hazelight Studios has perfected over the course of years and amps it up to 100 in this game, but still tells a great and touching story. And as I said, this is a mandatory two-player game, but one of the great things about Split Fiction is that there is a friend pass in the game, so you need to go ahead and grab yourself a buddy. You can just go ahead and bring someone in to play the game with you for free, which is awesome. Is Split Fiction a puzzle platformer? Is Split Fiction a action platformer? Is Split Fiction a third-person shooter? Is Split Fiction a sports game? This game is all of them. There's so many different genres and different ways that the game continuously wants you to play as you progress in the story and everything that's inside of the game. It's almost like video game ADHD, and it's awesome. I love it. It also has one of the best ending levels that I have ever played in a video game, probably ever, or at least in recent times. So with all that being said, I'm Brett J. Rasmussen, and I'm Brett J. Rasmussen, and this is the Brotherhood of Geeks review of Split Fiction.
I took inspiration for this story from when me and my sister were younger.
Look at all of this. It's amazing. I base the story around my dad. All I can do is write this silly story.
Oh, we'll face it together. We got this.
Yeah. Follow my lead. Are you for real, Zoe? I wrote it when I was a kid. What sort of devil child were you?
Hands above your head.
What now? Ah! I did not sign up for this! Brace yourself, Zoe! What the hell is going on? I don't know. But you wrote this, didn't you? I can't keep track of all my ideas. All your ideas? You only submitted one. What do we do? Do we fight them? What? Run! Definitely run!
The story of Split Fiction is about these two writers, Mio Hudson and Zoe Foster, who were invited to Rader Publishing, which is this company that has invited other writers to test out this thing called the machine, which is the CEO has created. In the machine, the writers can go into this like Matrix-like device, this like pod, and they go into this pod and they live their experiences and their thoughts, and whatever ideas and thoughts that they think about come to reality in their pod, kind of like The Matrix. Mio Hudson is a science fiction writer, and she's here to pretty much just get paid, while Zoe Foster, who writes fantasy, is here to prove herself to not only herself, but also to her family and others that she is actually a good writer. While everyone's getting to the pod, Mio freaks out and wants nothing to do with this, tries to leave, and accidentally gets stuck into Zoe's pod, where now their two stories are about to collide and fuse together in different ways, science fiction and fantasy. And now the only way that they can get out of the Matrix, or the pod, the machine, whatever you want to call it, they have to go through each other's thoughts and ideas of their stories to be able to create glitches in the system to then break out. While Mio and Zoe are stuck inside of the same pod experiencing each other's stories of science fiction and fantasy, on the outside, we see that the CEO of Rader, JD Rader himself, who is the creator of the machine, we find out that this machine is actually there to extract the thoughts and ideas of the writers in the pods, taking their ideas and then pretty much putting them into AI and pretty much using ChatGPT and making their own story, taking the money from these, or taking the thoughts from these people and selling it off as their own. As Mio and Zoe are experiencing each other's thoughts and ideas and stories, we come to find out how similar yet different that they both are. There is a personal relationship that both Mio and Zoe has with their own family, and as the story progresses and as you go on, they actually grow closer and have to work together in order to get through the machine, to get out of the pod that they are in and break out and stop Rader from stealing the ideas from these writers. What I love about the story of Split Fiction is just how personal the characters are, how personal each relationship that they have, not only to each other, but also to the relationships they have with their family. Without spoiling it, both Mio and Zoe have deep relationships with two specific people for each other that really brought me to tears near the end when I played through it. The only critique that I really have about the story of Split Fiction is that the lines and the writing of the game is very Marvel-esque. And it's not a bad thing. It's just one of those things where it can be more quippy, and it's very much aware that it's a video game. It's not bad that it has that kind of quippy lines, but I do know that it can get a little cringy at times. But I actually enjoy that kind of stuff, so it doesn't bother me, but I do know that other people may not enjoy that as much as I do. So that's something to think about too. The game does a really fun idea of like kind of taking the idea of the Matrix and kind of twisting it on its head using video game logic and all these kind of things in the game itself. And what I love about the story is just like, yes, it is the whole, oh, these two oddballs. One is straight, one is the straight man, one is the funny guy, or whatever. Zoe's more charismatic, more uplifting, more outgoing. Mio is more introverted and more stoic. And as they go through the story, they kind of just like we don't fit together. But as the story goes on, they then become best friends. And I really just like the personal relationships between Mio and Zoe and how they kind of get through this experience together. And what's great about it is that because this is a mandatory 2-player game, you kind of feel that with the person that you are playing with, whoever's playing as Zoe and whoever's playing as Mio. The two of you have to work together in order to get through the game, not only with gameplay, but also narratively. That kind of has that narrative feel to it. And that's one of the things that I really, really love about the story of Split Fiction.
Okay, Zoe, this idea is inspired by video games I played growing up. Video games? Get the highest score, get the win. Wait, this is a competition! You bet. Bring it on then! 3, 2, 1, go!
So let's talk about the gameplay of Split Fiction. This is a mandatory 2-person co-op game where you and your partner, whoever you choose to play with, for me, it was my brother, we went ahead and played through it. He chose to play as Mio and I chose to play as Zoe. And pretty much throughout the game, you have to work together to get through certain puzzles and platform puzzles throughout. Certain characters can only operate certain things in each level. In one of Zoe's fantasy levels, Mio is this shape-shifting gorilla, and you as Zoe is this almost ant-like, Groot-like creature. Sometime later in the level, Zoe takes over like the earth and becomes part of Mother Nature, and you as Zoe have to control the actual level and like platforms and other things in the level to help Mio go through and to join you and to continue through the level. It's really fascinating to see how different ways and different puzzles in the game operate. And as you play through the game continuously wants you to keep playing. There are so many different and innovative ways that the gameplay in this works. There's one where in a side story where you have to pretty much play hot potato with a bomb, and the two of you are on separate platforms and you have to throw the bomb between each other. The different ways that you can go through the game and operate the levels, it's so fun and fascinating. What I love about the gameplay of this game is how it really forces you and the person you're playing with to truly communicate with each other what you're doing, what you need to do, what the other person needs to do, and anything more to be able to progress through each level. It really takes true teamwork. And what I feel with this game, it really perfected the formula that Josef Fares and Hazelight have done. They've made other mandatory 2-player games, A Way Out and It Takes Two. A Way Out really kind of showcased the mandatory 2-player gameplay, and It Takes Two, that one game of the year in 2021, really perfected the formula. It really just, this is how it works. And with Split Fiction, it really just finesses it, and it allowed, I believe, Josef Fares to really go crazy with the ideas in this game. This game really, truly celebrates video games and science fiction and fantasy. There are a ridiculous number of references in this game to not only video games, but to like movies and television. Like, for instance, there is a part where you do a leap of faith from a scaffolding into a bale of hay from Assassin's Creed. There's a level where it's a top-down dungeon crawler. There's references to Portal, where in a sci-fi level, you pretty much go through literal portals, and it even shows the cake is a lie meme. There is a side story that really feels like it came from Harry Potter, and even in that same side story, there is a straight up and down actual reference to Dark Souls. It is crazy, just the amount of different references that is in this game. There's even one about Star Wars in a sci-fi level where you grab a drone and you have to maneuver yourself while the drone is flying ahead. It's crazy. There's so many different references. Diablo, Final Fantasy VII, Resogon, slower androids, SSX. There's so many different references in this game, and it's crazy. It really just feels like in this game, Split Fiction, Josef Fares and his team really just wanted to have fun, but also told a really great story.
Really? What?
Split Fiction takes the formula that Josef Fares and Hazelight has perfected over their past 2 games, and this game pretty much is their way of showing how much fun and the amount of craziness that they can do in this game. The amount of references and all the different ways that you can play through the game with the puzzles and the platforming and everything like that. It's pretty much them showing off what they can do. The best part in this game, honestly, is the final boss level. The final level in this game is one of the most innovative and most fun I've ever had in a video game, playing and beating the final boss. And I love everything about that final level. That final level is a feat to behold. One of the coolest Easter eggs in this game is that if you find the secret level that players have deemed to be called Laser Hell, if you beat the game and get to the top of the level and get to the end, Josef Fares himself congratulates you and tells you that the first person to prove that they have beaten it gets a trip to go to Hazelight to see what they are working on for their next game, and it has already been achieved.
And just less than 2 weeks after the game's release, a pair of content creators were the first to complete it and shared their successful run on Chinese social media platform Bilibili. What happens at the end? Josef Fares himself claps in applause and invites the first pair to complete the level to fly out to Sweden and get a peek at their next game.
I'm gonna fly you to Sweden and show you early footage of our next game. I promise you that.
And it's not a joke. Once the clip was posted, Fares posted on Twitter congratulating Shark OVO and E1UM4Y and confirming his promise to fly them out to Sweden.
Josef Fares and Hazelight Studios has made one of the most fun and innovative co-op games that I've ever played, and I had a blast playing this with my brother. Me and my brother laughed and popped for multiple different things that happened in the game, references that it does. We had a blast playing this game, and with a great story, a good personal story that really brought us to tears near the end. What a phenomenal game. This is one of the most fun games that I've played this year, and we're only in like the first third. This is a phenomenal game, and I highly recommend everyone to go play it. So, with that being said, my final verdict for Split Fiction is a 5 out of 5.
Well, this was certainly unexpected.
Zoe, what am I? Wait, no, am I?
Yes, calm down.
We're just pigs. Just pigs. Just pigs! Actually, we're super pigs.
Thank you so much for watching this review of Split Fiction. And please, now it's your turn to let me know what you guys think of this game. Please let me know in the comments down below what you thought. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What was your favorite part? Did you enjoy that final level? Because oh my god, it is so good. And also, press the subscribe button so that way, when we make more videos, you can see more videos. And also press the like button so that way you can continue helping us with the YouTube game. And you can also follow us at all of the socials down in the description down below too. Thank you so much for watching. With that being said, live to play, play together. I'll see you guys next time.